Yes.
We do?
We
Because
have
of
Lisa.
Lisa, right? But
Okay, thank you.
she's blocked, somebody's gotta unblock her.
The school committee will meet hybrid on Wednesday, June 9th, 2021 at 6:30 for Governor Baker's order suspending certain provisions, the open meeting law, GLC 30A, section 20. The public will not be allowed to physically access the school committee meeting. The public can view the meeting live via youtube.com/c/Whittier Tech High School. Public comments for this meeting can be emailed in advance of the 6:30 p.m. start time to lrand@whittier.tech.ma.us. Join me in the pledge of allegiance. Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which stands one nation, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Public comments. Do we have any public comments this evening? Comments can be emailed in advance of the 6:30 p.m. start time to lran@whittier.tech.ma.us. All comments will be recorded to the record and all attempts will be made to mention them live during the meeting. Any emails received during the meeting before the public comment period ends will also be mentioned. Approval of minutes, regular school committee meeting.
Mr. Chairman, move with May 12 minutes.
Second. Roll call vote. Mr. Early.
Yes.
Mr. James.
Yes.
Mr. Irving. Dr. Testaverde.
Yes?
It's true. Oh,
Oh. Oh, sorry. Oh,
went out.
I think I have to abstain because I wasn't in attendance.
I'm
For
sorry.
May, it's acceptance of the May minutes.
Yes.
Okay, and I was not in attendance, so
So you want to
so I'll abstain. Okay.
This is Fitzgerald. Yes. Going out a lot of sun.
Okay. I know we're all,
Mr. Fitzgerald. Yes. Ms. O'Connor.
Yes.
Okay. Here we go. Treasurer's report. Motion for approval.
so moved.
Second. Any comments, questions? Roll call vote. Mr. Early.
Yes.
Mr. James. Yes. Mr. Irving. Right. Dr. Testaverde.
Yes.
Mr. Fitzgerald. Yes. Mr. True.
Yes.
Ms. O'Connor.
Yes.
Old business. Superintendents. Oh, that's right. One more.
Thank you, Lisa.
We have to do the vote for the annual vote to borrow money from time to time if necessary. Motion.
So moved.
Second. Do we have to read this one? Probably wouldn't hurt. Okay. Who moved it? David?
I did.
Yeah, him.
Mr. Chairman, I move that the district treasurer be authorized under the provisions of section 6, parentheses G, of chapter 156 of the Acts of 1967 and chapter 134 of the Acts of the 1972, and with the approval of the chairperson of the district committee to borrow money from time to time in anticipation of revenue for the 12-month period beginning July 1st, 2021, and to issue a note of notes, therefore, payable within the fiscal year 2022.
We have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion? call vote. Mr. Early,
Yes.
Mr. James,
Yes.
Mr. Irving,
Aye.
Dr. Testaverde.
Yes.
Mr. Fitzgerald.
Yes.
Mrs. True,
Yes.
Ms. O'Connor.
yes,
Moving on to old business, superintendent's evaluation. We're not gonna take a vote on this at this time. We've only received 6 responses, so we're gonna wait. And if everybody that has not responded, would they please do it in the upcoming month, so we can go over this at the next meeting. Reports and communications.
The student is sick tonight.
Oh, okay.
So tonight, I would like to recognize a few of our retirees. I see a couple of them are here. So let me first start with Linda Urban. Linda Urban was hired in 2001 as a music performing arts instructor. During her tenure at Whittier, she's held various stipend positions since 2001. She has been the winter, spring music, drama, choral production advisor, and she has worked tirelessly for the students of Whittier Tech and has developed a wonderful music program. Unfortunately, last year, we were supposed to have Pippin right before we closed school down. So that's the unfortunate thing. We never got that last show in before we shut down school. So for that, I'll always have some regret that, we didn't move it up a little bit earlier, but I'm not sure. We could have predicted what was going to happen. I would really like to thank Ms. Urban for her many years of service, for her tireless efforts for our kids, for her patience, and I'll always be grateful for the work that she's done. So congratulations on your retirement, Linda. I have a couple of things for you. I have an official citation from the state senate. That. And then I also have an official citation from the House of Representatives.
Oh, so
Thank you so much, Linda. I really cannot say enough nice things about what you've done for Whittier Tech and for our music program. So
I
thank you.
appreciate, yeah, I appreciate the opportunities that I've had here. Thank you. Thank
I want to finish out that, to make this year even more challenging, she jumped in and taught history for us this school year. So she's going out with quite a bang, and when I check in with her, she's enjoyed it. I think changing pace of some things has really been interesting for some teachers. So thank you, Linda, for your terrific hard work.
It's a pleasure, honestly.
And for jumping in and helping us when we needed it. So next is Patricia, or Patty Lowell. I think most of you know Patty. Patty was hired in 1995 as a moderate special education needs teacher. In 2008, she was hired as the Director of Student Services. During her tenure, she has worked with the nurses, she has worked with the guidance office, she has worked with me, the rest administrative team. She has not stopped. We call her the COVID queen here right now. It has been a very interesting last year, and she has not slowed down even a little bit. Although today, for the first time, she said, "This will be my last school committee meeting." That's the first time I've heard her say, "This is my last." So Patty, I really can't say, enough about what you've done this year and during your tenure here at Whittier Tech. You will be sorely missed. And I hope you enjoy your retirement and your travel. And please keep in touch with us here at Whittier. So I have a couple of things for you here too.
Thank you very much. Thank you all for your support over the years. It's meant a lot, and it's just been great working with this staff and the administration and all of you.
Thank you for your hard work.
This is a great school. Starts with you. Thanks.
Are you on the substitute list?
So we have a few more retirees that are not here tonight. Chris Green was hired in 2008 as a moderate special needs instructor. During his tenure here, he's had various stipend positions. The one thing I've noticed about Mr. Green is his calm demeanor. He's just very calm, and the students respond to his work. He's been a phenomenal special education teacher here at the school. Next is Dan Hayward. He was hired in 1995 as an HVAC instructor. He left to go to another school, but I'm not upset about that because he returned in 1999 to 2000. He returned in 2008. He has been a tireless voice for the HVAC department. Students that leave and alumni that come back always say Mr. Hayward was their favorite teacher and they learned so much from his HVAC shop. So I want to congratulate Mr. Hayward on his retirement. Next is Kathy Baines. Kathy was hired in 1996 as a hospitality instructor. She's taught here in the evening program, and she has been the cluster chair department head for many, many years. She has been a phenomenal leader here in the program. Sometimes I tell her, you need to let other people do things because she just does things so easily. Her list of accomplishments are too long to list. And I really want to thank her for many, many years of service. She has always gone above and beyond for me and for the staff here at Whittier, and most importantly for the kids. So I want to wish Kathy a nice retirement. Next is Mike Rigello. He was hired in 2005 as a moderate special needs teacher. He left us about halfway through the school year. He helped out Miss Urban quite a bit with music. He is a phenomenal drummer and has helped some of our students in the music program. He's still helping us out here at Whittier. We have little projects we have for him, so he does come in. He's not on the sub list yet.
You will be.
But I have a growth mindset on that. So I want to wish him a wonderful retirement and thank him for his many years of service here for the students at Whittier. Thank you.
I just want to say it is amazing when we hear about our retirees, the number of years that they have longevity in this system is truly a recognition of how wonderful our school is.
And I'll agree, and I'll say we have phenomenal instructors that make Whittier Tech. And if it wasn't for their hard work and their support for our students and for the administration, we would be lost. And especially this year, you realize how wonderful our Whittier Tech family is. So thank you to those retirees.
Superintendent's report.
Okay. Tonight before you for informational purposes, I have personnel action. I have hires of a Spanish instructor, a cafeteria helper, a working foyer, a biology instructor, marine tech, evening education instructor, our early college prep seminar program development facilitator, our early college prep seminar development team member, the summer 2021 MCAS enrichment program, the summer 2021 employability experience program, summer vocational enrichment skills programs, substitute summer programs, academic summer programs, and attendance summer school program. So as you can see, we have not stopped and we will not be stopping this summer because we will have some summer programs moving forward. Budget update, at this point, we have met with all of our communities except for Groveland, and their town meeting is at the end of this month. On May 11th, 12th, 18th, and 19th, all grade 10 students took the ELA and Math MCAS 2.0. On June 8th and 9th, all grade 9 students took the biology MCAS paper-based test. And that's been going on this week. As you can imagine, it's been a little warm. Sign-ups for the summer MCAS 2021 have gone out to all incoming and current grade 9 students. On Thursday, May 13th, I attended the early college graduation ceremony at Northern Essex Community College. We celebrated 31 students who received early college credits. It was such a nice night. They had us under the tent. They had the students get up on stage. I want to thank Mr. Laganis, Ms. Lowell, Ms. Roy for attending that event with me, along with 31 students that received a certificate. Yep.
Who will be taking over for Patty to be the liaison for the Northern Essex program?
So Tia Roy has been that liaison. She will be supervised by the new director of people personnel. On Friday, May 14th, I attended the remote North Shore Superintendent's Roundtable. There continued to be much discussion on various grant opportunities from the Department of Elementary and Secondary Education. On Wednesday, May 19th, I attended the Fairview Machine Award presentation from Michael Moulton, along with Tia Roy and Paul Moskovich. Mr. Moulton received a state award from the Massachusetts Vocational Association for his contributions to Whittier Tech. Mr. Moulton has been a huge supporter of our school and of our students, and he did receive that state award this year. So I really want to thank him for his hard work and dedication to our students. He also employs a bunch of our alumni, which is nice to see when you go over there. On Wednesday, May 19th, I went to Northeast Metro Tech with 20 other vocational superintendents to discuss the possible new admissions regulations. On Wednesday, May 19th, we held the Newburyport and Amesbury virtual budget meetings, and I did that along with Ms. Kara Cosmos, manager.
Okay. You're not throwing away anything with any identifying information on it, right? Thank you. Okay. So the label from the outside of the box is, thank you.
Ms. O'Connor, can you mute?
Thank you.
On Thursday, May 20th, I attended the remote MAVA executive director interviews. On Tuesday, June 1st, I attended the Haverhill City Council meeting along with Kara Cosmos. On Wednesday, June 2nd, I attended the remote mayor of Haverhill's task force on public health meeting regarding COVID vaccine in the city of Haverhill. On Thursday, June 3rd, I, along with many of you, attended our graduation ceremony, and it was an amazing evening. I want to thank our class advisors, Alex Valhu, Kristen Bucco, and Melissa Cook, for their organization and doing a different type of graduation and prom this year. And they certainly stepped up to the plate and did a wonderful job for our kids. I also want to thank our sponsors publicly again for the spectacular finish to graduation. And that was Pentucket Bank, Paul and Thelma Muscovich Memorial Fund, William DeRosa, Magellan Aerospace, Plumbing and Heating, Branch Street Dental in Methuen, and Baker Cat Skilled Nursing and Rehab Program. So before I finish my comments, I just want to say one more thing. This has been a very difficult year, but the Whittier Tech family has really pulled together and supported our students, and our staff have worked extremely hard, had to change how they teach, in some cases, what they have taught in the past. And I just really want to say, before we leave for the school year, how lucky we are at Whittier Tech to have such professional staff that are willing to go above and beyond to make sure that our kids are taken care of. So I wanted to say that. And I also wanted to talk about the resiliency of our kids. It has been hard on them too. And they've been able to move through the changes this year with relative ease. But it has been nice to have a full building back again, to see students playing sports and extracurricular activities, to be at graduation with all of us together, and also the senior formal night. So it's been a tough year, but I think a very rewarding year at the same time. So that's all I have to say. Next, acceptance of donations.
Yes.
So before you tonight, I respectfully request the school committee to approve acceptance of donations, a total value of $29,429 listed on the attached memorandum from the business manager. Are there any questions?
Move to accept with thanks.
With thanks, second.
Any further discussion, questions?
The ice cream idea was great.
Roll call vote. Mr. Early,
Yes.
Mr. James,
Yes.
Mr. Urban,
Aye.
Dr. Testerberg,
Yes.
Mr. Fitzgerald,
Yes.
Ms.
True, yes.
Ms. O'Connor.
Yes.
Principals report, Mr. Legans.
Good evening, Mr. Chair, Superintendent Lynch, and rest of the school committee members.
I just want to ditto what Ms. Lynch just said about the resiliency of our staff and students. It was just an amazing year. I know it was tough for all, but it's just, I can't say enough about both our students first and our staff. It was just amazing how they plowed through this from March 12th of last year. So that being said, again, the senior activities, as we all know, because I know a lot of you attended them, they were a great success. We had the mock crash, the National Technical Honor Society induction program. This was all in person. We had outdoor senior formal prom, which was a fabulous night. Miss Lynch and myself and the rest of the crew, we were out there, and the advisors and the admin with the kids all night on that beautiful turf, thanks to you guys. And also our senior sports banquet that Miss Lynch and I had another fabulous night, sitting there with our all seniors. And I can't tell you how beautiful that evening was, to spend that with the seniors and their families on that field. Rehearsal of the senior awards luncheon we had out in that beautiful field again. And then the graduation, as everybody knows. And I just want to thank everybody involved. And also big thanks to Mother Nature, because we sat there, Maureen and I sat there, in all the nights, and just looked around and just couldn't believe it. And then to end with the fireworks, I can't say enough. So thank you to all. The Booster Club is back. Again, I want to thank Miss McNulty, Miss Russo, and other members of the Booster Club and their efforts. What a beautiful night. Again, like I talked about with the sports banquet, they put it on, and pizzas, and they fed us. And again, it was just an event that, it was just an epic event.
Can I just interrupt you one
Yeah,
second? Sure. What I didn't do a huge shout out is maintenance. It was, they put up a tent. The tent company didn't have enough people, so they put up the tent. They moved chairs. Really, talk about moving quickly and getting things done. And again, the focus has always and continues to be about kids and what we can do for our kids. So I really want to throw out a big shout out to the maintenance department.
Yeah, great job. And, again, same thing since March 12th, that maintenance department, Bob Hardy's crew was amazing. Just some housekeeping things. Term 4 grades are due this Thursday, and final exams are scheduled June 9th today through the 15th. Final exam grades are due by 3 p.m. on June 15th. The last day of school for students is the 16th of June, so that's all next week. Grade report cards will be available electronically on the students' iPads, which they're taking home with them this summer. That's one of the things we learned from this whole pandemic, that they were able to take care of them and do a really nice job with them and use them and utilize them for programs over the summer. So that's going to be good. And also, if people had requested paper copies of everything, and of course we have that in the guidance, to please go to the guidance office or my office, the principal's office, for any of that. The COVID vaccine, the second shot is on Friday, this Friday, June 11th. And we have 177 staff and students that are getting their second shot from the curative company. That's I believe the North Shore company that's doing all the schools. And they were just thrilled to say how strong and organized Whittier Tech is. A lot has to do with Patty Lowell, who was here tonight, and the COVID queen, as Miss Lynch had said. I also want to thank the entire staff, Bob Hardy's maintenance crew, and students for bearing down these few days, these really hot days, to continue our learning process. Because it's been, obviously, as we all know, very hot, and Mother Nature hasn't cooperated, but we're, thanks to Bob Hardy's crew, once again, and the students and the staff, we're persevering through that as well. Finally, I want to wish the entire Whittier family a safe and exciting summer as we close up shop next week. And just to say what a successful year, and I thank everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Chris.
Business manager, Kara Cosmos.
Good evening, Mr. Chairman, Superintendent Lynch, members of the committee. I have a few things for you here this evening. In your packet, there is a transfer request. This will allow the district to move forward with the purchase of equipment and supplies for next year. Also included in this transfer are adjustments that will bring into balance several other accounts.
We need a vote on this.
Yes.
Do we have a motion for the budget line item transfer?
Motion to approve.
Second. Any discussion or questions? Roll call vote. Mr. Early,
Yes.
Mr. James,
Yes.
Mr. Irving,
Aye.
Dr. Testaverde,
Yes.
Mr. Fitzgerald. Yes. Ms. True,
Yes.
Ms. O'Connor.
yes,
Thank you. Also in your packet, I have the results of a bid. It's for informational purposes. This was for our paving project of some of the parking lot areas and walkway repairs. And the successful bidder was the lowest responsible bidder, and that was EJ Paving Company Incorporated. And the amount of the bid was $122,800. And finally, I apologize for the late addition to the agenda, but this was requested by MSBA prior to their meeting on June 23rd, their board meeting, and we are requesting school committee approval of this agreement. It outlines the general items, terms and conditions that all school districts must adhere to when working with MSBA on any school building project. So I would ask your approval of that agreement this evening.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion or questions? Roll call vote. Mr. Early,
Yes.
Mr. James,
Yes.
Mr. Irving,
Aye.
Dr. Testaverde,
Yes.
Mr. Fitzgerald. Yes. Ms. True,
Yes.
Ms. O'Connor.
yes.
Great, thank you all very much.
Thank you, Karen.
Committee chairperson. June annual agenda items, policy updates.
We'll be going over that shortly.
Okay. MASC, MASS joint conference delegates. Vote.
I'd like to
Delegates.
nominate Mr. Irving to continue to be our representative at MASC.
Okay,
Second.
all right. Roll call vote. Mr. Early,
Yes.
Mr. James,
Yes.
Mr. Irving,
Staying.
Dr. Testaverde,
Yes.
Mr. Fitzgerald. Yes. Ms. True,
Yes.
Ms. O'Connor.
Yes,
Okay. You're going back.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Anytime anybody wants to change, that's fine, but I'm happy doing it. We need an alternate, I believe.
Oh, yes, that's right.
And you willing or Gary?
Yes.
Whatever. You did-
Yeah,
Joanne?
whatever. Gary, you do it this year.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, I nominate Gary for alternate delegate.
Second.
Roll call vote. Mr. Early,
Yes.
Mr. James,
Abstain.
Mr. Irving,
Aye.
Dr. Testaverde.
Yes.
Mr. Fitzgerald. Yes. Ms. True,
Yes.
Ms. O'Connor.
yes.
Okay. The summer meeting schedule.
Before we move on to summer meeting,
Go ahead.
are we going to discuss who's going, or are we just gonna wait till next meeting for early bird discounts, et cetera, to the November conference?
When do the early bird discounts?
I don't know, Lisa?
Soon. I just got mine.
Usually it's July.
I just got something in the mail
Yeah,
last week, maybe late last week.
Well, we can email you when we get the information and see who's
Okay.
interested, and then you can let us know.
okay, thank you.
The summer meeting schedule.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes.
I move we cancel the July meeting unless the chair and the superintendent feel that we need the meeting.
We have a second.
Second. On the same wavelength tonight.
Anybody care to discuss that further?
Paul's not here.
Roll call vote. Mr. Early,
Yes.
Mr. James.
Yes.
Mr. Irving,
Aye.
Dr. Testaverde.
Yes.
Mr. Fitzgerald.
Yes.
Ms. True, Ms. O'Connor.
Yes,
Okay, that means we'll be here in August. Subcommittee reports, executive, we have nothing to report at this time. I don't believe there's any reason for a meeting. Instructional personnel, Dr. Testaverde.
We don't have anything to report at this time, but I think when we come back in August, we should really look at setting a meeting for September before school opens, if that's okay with Maureen. Yes,
Fine, yep.
okay.
Plant operations, I don't believe there's anything going on for plant operations right
Nope.
now.
No.
Salary negotiations, Mr. Early.
Yes, we had a meeting May 19th, 2021 on the Director of Pupils Personnel, and it was unanimous that we give her a contract. And I believe we should vote on that tonight.
We're going to be voting on the minutes right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Motion to approve the minutes.
Second.
Yes.
Okay. Any further discussion? Roll call vote. Mr. Early,
Yes.
Mr. James.
Yes.
Mr. Irving,
Aye.
Dr. Testaverde,
Yes.
Fitzgerald. Yes. This is true.
Yes.
Ms. O'Connor.
Yes.
Policy.
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to move the minutes of May 12th, 2021.
Do we have a second?
Second.
Any discussion? Roll call vote. Mr. Early,
Yes.
Mr. James,
Yes.
Mr. Irving,
Aye.
Dr. Testaverde,
Yes.
Mr. Fitzgerald. Yes. Mrs. True,
Yes.
Ms. O'Connor.
Yes.
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to move at this time the remote participation procedure, BEDL. It's been in your packet, I believe, for the last two sessions. And we had this reviewed by our attorney with recommendations, and it's presented to you this evening for the first reading. So I would move that for approval.
Second.
Is there any discussion or questions regarding this? I have one question on item C. Is, when it comes to this, will a remote person be included in the quorum?
No,
No.
you must have a quorum prior to the person. And really, at the beginning, you need to say who's on remote.
Right.
And that person has to stay, and the secretary has to note when and if that person leaves.
Okay. Roll call vote. Mr. Early,
Yes.
Mr. James,
Yes.
Mr. Irving,
Aye.
Dr. Testaverde,
Yes.
Mr. Fitzgerald. Yes. Ms. True,
Yes.
Ms. O'Connor.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Meeting dates, the regular school committee meeting on July 14th will not happen, and we'll be going to August
11th.
11th. And new business, there is no new business posted. We do have to go into executive session. I need a motion to enter into executive session to conduct contract negotiations with non-union personnel, director of pupil personnel, and upon completion of executive session, we will return to open session. We have a motion. So moved.
Second.
Roll call, Mr. Early.
Yes.
Mr. Early.
He said yes.
Oh, okay, Mr. James.
Yes.
Mr. Irving.
Aye.
Dr. Testaverde.
Yes.
Mr. Fitzgerald. Yes. Ms. True.
Yes.
Ms. O'Connor.
Yes.